Okay, we're going to go with a very generic topic here, but one that should be familiar to all of our players here. Because if you don't know this, I'm pretty sure you live under a rock. The Superior franchise.
Oh, no.
Not a death match between the characters, but the Superior franchise. The topic is Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Rob, my second order, Rob right here. Rob, do you have a point? Do you have Encore or do you have Encore? Okay, so heads will represent West Side Silly Boys, tails will represent Anime Expo. Flip the coin right now. Let us know who's going to win the coin flip. Nice catch, and it is heads. West Side Silly Boys, you have won the coin flip. You have the choice of arguing for Street Fighter, for Mortal Kombat, which is one of the superior franchise, or if you feel that you can argue either, you can choose to go first or second. We're going to take Mortal Kombat. They have chosen the Mortal Kombat side. Xander says, well, you are arguing that Street Fighter is the superior franchise. You have the option of going first in the rounds or second in the rounds. Which option do you select?
We will go second.
They have elected to go second. All right, 3 minutes is on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Beginning now. Deliberate. Figure out your info. What do you do to argue this? It's tense. Now, arguing, debating is not very easy at all, folks. Not easy at all. I'm gonna actually ask, Team Outdated Pop Culture Reference over here. Let's get a little bit of a player interview right now. We're gonna use ESPN style. So, Team Outdated Pop Culture Reference. How are we doing today? Okay. So, in that round right now, talk us through it. How nervous were you going into that opening round?
Not knowing the topic was pretty rough, but I did the presentation. I love the cheers. I love all the crowds. I love the attention. So I tried. I was going for it pretty hard.
Now you have a former champion on your team. One of the members of your team actually won last year. I'm going to interview him really quickly. Okay, so how does it feel to be coming back in to the competition?
Confident and cautious.
Cautious. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, as much as I learned from last year, I mean, like, I want to win as much as I want to win this as much as I do, but like I also want to be prepared in the situation.
All right, good words for you. Now we've got a new player on our team right now. How do we feel right now about this competition coming in with a champion already and a strong debater? How do you feel so far?
It's running pretty good. Nervous. I'm really nervous.
All right, that's Team Outdated Pop Culture Reference. They won the first round, folks. Give them a round of applause, folks. And we're moving on. All right, our team have a minute 30 minutes to deliberate their argument and continue on with what's going on. Now, again, they're using everything right now. I'm looking over. I'm not going to reveal any information, but right now, a lot of information going on. I see the notes right here. We're not going to divulge. Anime Expo, go into the phones, go into Google, making sure that they get all of their information. And again, for my teams here, Google is legal. I want to make sure that if you have any tools on you to research information, that you use them. You have under a minute left, by the way, to create your opening arguments. Now, how is this going to be? Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Personally, I'm a Street Fighter guy, but Mortal Kombat has always been something fun to play. I love the blood, I love the gore, I love the fatalities. Of course, I'm a pro Street Fighter player. Semi-pro, that is, of course. So, we will see. It's not up to me. We will see, because it's not up to me. It is up to you to defend your side, and it's up to the crowd to determine which side wins. So who's it going to be? Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? A little over 30 seconds, no, under 30 seconds left to go as we deliberate and figure it out. The pressure is off of the team. Show who's going to speak. And remember, anybody on your team can speak. That's totally okay. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday to you. All right. So for the teams. Now, okay, so the Street Fighter, you guys elected to go second. Is that correct? That's all right. So, Mortal Kombat. West Side Silly Boys, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
2 minutes begins now.
Alright, how many of you guys have played Mortal Kombat? Alright,
Let's go.
Alright, has anyone played the N64?
Oh, come on. How old are you people? Super Nintendo.
One of the first games that have like blood in it, isn't it? First fighting games that have blood. Actual blood, like being full. Let's see.
The brutal game? Really, guys?
Come on.
None of you guys were that kid? Here, go ahead, fam.
Let's also talk about how intense the visuals are on this game. Dating all the way back to like playing the GameCube, the PS2. You get to jump in there as these characters and literally rip your brother's spine out. Is any other game franchise letting you do that? Anyone else giving you the satisfaction that law does not abide by?
I'm mad. No, yeah, granted, like, you know, Street Fighter's got some, like, Chun-Li thighs, but, like, real talk, Mortal Kombat girls? Have you seen those girls? You ladies out there, we don't have those yoked guys out there that are just, like, unnatural and yoked. We got, like, some Sub-Zero ass body over here. Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, I just told.
You want to over here, don't you?
Think about this. When you angry with your brother, you ain't gonna play some Street Fighter, you gonna rip his limbs out. You gonna rip those limbs out, honey.
Then let's talk about this one last thing real quick. We have Mortal Kombat putting out all these games, keeping us engaged, keeping us entertained. Meanwhile, Street Fighter's trying to pass off DLC as a valid release. Are you kidding me?
Real talk, honey, real talk.
All right, and that ends it for the Mortal Kombat side. Street Fighter side, are you ready to go? 2 minutes begins now.
You know, speaking of 2 minutes.
We had 2 minutes to research. Speaking of 2 minutes, we had 2 minutes to research. So perhaps you did. I'm not sure what you're doing during research, but we're pretty sure that your game has DLCs as well. So if you want to talk about research, maybe we should do a little bit of your own. For just one moment. To quote one of the speakers, they said that they would rip those limbs out and they have a brutal game with amazing visuals. If I came to see a gory movie or a gory game, I could go watch Saw, I could play Doom, and I can see Quake. See, here's the thing. Their entire game is based off of novelty. The novelty being that they are as violent as possible. In reality, they have no competitive scene whatsoever.
You talk about girls in Mortal Kombat? What kind of girls are you into? Those girls have like tongues coming out, they're ripping out your spine and shit. Chun-Li's not gonna do any of that to me. She's gonna.
So I'm sure we all know that Mortal Kombat has literal gods as characters, like Raiden and what's the name?
No one knows what Mortal Kombat
And do you know who can beat those gods in a one-on-one fight? A Hollywood actor named Johnny Cage. Those are the weakest gods. They're trying to talk about that game having the powerful fighters. This game has a Kuma, who literally has a move that is just titled Instant Death Murder. There is literally nothing worse than that, than being attacked by that and just being murdered in hell for the rest of your life, pretty much. Plus, we got the Illuminati.
Good job right there. So, wow. Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. Wow, okay, we're heated right now. Teams, you now have 2 minutes to create your final statement rebuttal arguments beginning now. Wow. Don't look at me, you need to deliver it. You need to figure this out. Now the expert conversation. All right, then. Okay, lots of information for the crowd. Expert, let's go over to the crowd here, the crowd in the back. How are you guys doing today? Yes. I mean, what you seeing right now? Good. Does anybody think they're going to be doing this next year? I don't know. All right, I like that. We got a lot of people. I have a question, yes.
They were. I see a kid leaning that way right now.
So the question was, why did I use Eggman and not Robotnik? Just for reach. Either way. No worries. Alright, well, I'll keep that in consideration for next year. Thank you though, okay? I appreciate that, my friend. No worries. Alright. Rob, how are we out of time? What's up? 40 seconds left. We're going to keep it going here. Last bits of deliberation for our team for the top parliamentary debate. The initial rounds. As we go on. 2 of our teams received byes. The other 4 teams competed to make sure they got on to the next round. I'm watching the other teams watch as they deliberate and scout their teams. How well do they debate? Do they do better with picking topics or just picking if they go first or second? It looks like the Street Fighter teams are ready to go. More upon that, using all the time necessary. 10 seconds left. Rob, good. Go ahead, Scott. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right. This is Mr. Watcher. Okay. I'm gonna let the room quiet down first. Make sure they hear everything you're gonna say. All right. Mortal Kombat team. You have 90 seconds beginning now.
Okay, so you're coming at us talking smack about our game. You're saying that it's not competitive. Yet I'm not hearing you say one thing about anything about your game. You're just saying we're not competitive. We operate off gimmicks. Well, based on your argument so far, if I never played Street Fighter, I wouldn't know anything about it.
We ain't got no substance, Cam. No substance. So, like, real talk. If you also talking about competitive issues, I mean, if you're just gonna stand me and duke it against a wall, I mean, yes, I could be competitive. But I'm talking about real fatalities here, man. I'm talking about actual combos. Like, actual combos that you actually have to have a skill to use. I'm sorry, but I hate the beginning of duke and spam all against the wall. It's real talk.
And on that point, you know, you're saying what kind of girls do I like, eating my spine and whatnot. Who are you to kink shame me?
And I'm not disregarding Charlene. And I'm not disregarding the fact that, like, you guys got some DLC, you know, but, like, real talk, our DLC at least improved the game.
And just to bring it all around, while you guys are spamming your Hadoukens, we're dropping the fatalities.
All right, they've elected to end on that point. Street Fighter team, 90 seconds. Are you ready? 90 seconds begins now.
You guys say you don't know much about Street Fighter, but I would expect you Mortal Kombat scrubs to know anything about a competitive game like Street Fighter. See, you go to Evo and there's exhibit halls sold out for the Street Fighter competitions, and Mortal Kombat, maybe they have the little ball pit in the corner.
And it gets to a certain point where we actually have a game controller specifically designed for our game. The only thing Mortal Kombat has designed is the side of a Coca-Cola bottle. And speaking of actually, you know, generally speaking, the face of a franchise. Let's just talk about the face of Mortal Kombat for a second. One of the most iconic people, most of you have probably heard of him, Johnny Cage. See, my cohort here earlier just said that we noticed that an actor can defeat gods. And if that's happening, there's a little bit of a problem. You see, if Johnny Cage can defeat gods, then Nicolas Cage can probably do the same thing. And that's the sort of game that you are perpetrating. Thank you.
You know that, you got 15 seconds.
We don't need more time.
Strong arguments against from both sides. Personally, I love both franchises. Now, I might be a Street Fighter fan, but I do love watching some Mortal Kombat. I've heard finishers from the crowd here. It's amazing, but again, it is up to the crowd here. So again, teams, please refrain from making stupid things here. Let the crowd decide. Mansoor, are you ready to go? Mansoor judging with the sound devices here. Please give it up, folks. Let me know who wins it. Is it the West Side Silly Boys? Or is our victor in Anime Expo? Anime Expo moves on to the next round. Thanks for playing, gentlemen. Thanks for playing. Anime Expo moves on to the next round. It was worth it. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of strong arguments there. All right. You know, I really don't have extra commentary for this, except for one thing that Anime Expo did right. And
Anime
that's
Sexpo.
Sexpo? Sexpo. It's PG, it's okay. The one thing that they did right is actually when they didn't need to continue on, they didn't need to fill the time. When they ended. So something for my teams to consider when they're going on to their rounds and debating is if you don't need to say anything else, don't say anything else. Okay, so then, we're going on to our semifinal round here, continuing on. We need the Wheat Pack. The Wheat Pack. Show yourselves. Going up against Team Outdated Cultural Pop Reference. The Wheat Pack will be on your left. Outdated Cultural Reference on your right. Like I said, I'm trying to. Now, here's the thing about the Wheat Pack. The Wheat Pack's teammates.
I was too good, so they had to like handicap me, and they're like, "Nah, you need to be like by yourself, man. Even though 4 people are gonna win like way too fast." And he's like, "We need to like entertain these people, right?" So he's like, "You need a handicap right now."
I was gonna make you look like a giant pity argument, and like trying to get sympathy for you since one person versus 3, but you kind of screwed that up, man. Yeah, no, for you this time, buddy.
One man wolf pack.
One man wolf pack. There you go. All right. Let's see. I think we do need an anime topic here. This is a fairly wrong. I mean, we're at Anime Expo, right?
This is a Comic-Con? Wrong Expo! I thought this was Geek Freak. We're talking about video games. I thought this was Lion. This isn't Disneyland?
I'll let you know it extends to all geek culture. You were all told that at the sign-up session. If you weren't learning, why the hell are you here? The topic. Rob, flip the coin, by the way. We need a coin. Okay. Heads is going to represent Wheat Pack. Tails is going to represent outdated pop culture reference. The topic for this debate, you guys are going to hate me for this, by the way. Sword Art Online.
What about it?
Sword Art Online. Awesome anime or terrible trash? Heads represents the Wheat Pack. Tails represents outdated pop culture reference. Rob flips the coin. The coin lands on Tails. Outdated pop culture reference. 2 in a row.
Worst Spider-Man.
They're bad. They are wow. Immediately, so you're thinking that Sword Art Online is trash.
Yeah, you can say that.
So they're picking the anti-Israel side. Wheat Pack, now I know you're one man against an army here. Do you would like to go first or second?
I think I'll go second.
Opting to take the second, trying to get the last word. And teams, you have 3 minutes beginning now. You need a pen. Here, have a pen. Sorry. Stop stealing my pens, teams. Jeez. That's okay. Please leave the pens here as you go. Yes, please bring my pens back.
Did he take?
See, I had a feeling you guys don't like that topic. Just out of curiosity. Okay, now this is no barrier on the argument itself. Who here is a fan of Sword Art Online?
I like it.
Okay. Now who here is not a fan of Sword Art Online? Oh, you guys are really Now remember, with the crowd, I want you to cast your personal biases aside. I want you to listen to each argument. Alright, so, remember, it's not just about what you believe. I want you to listen to each argument that each side is having. Now remember, we pack here is one man against the whole nation. We got a champion, a strong debater, and a strong rookie. This is like a triumvirate here. But again, this is one man against the world. So I don't know, man. You never know. He could be like the next Abraham Lincoln or something, coming up and being able to debate and win. Might be the next president or something. Go for the weed pack, apparently. Go big.
Weed Pack 2020.
Weed pack 2020? Better than Hillary, I'll tell you that. And Kanye 2020?
No. Easy.
Kirito 2020.
So I'm hearing Easy and Kirito.
No, both garbage.
Happy time is left. You got 90 seconds left, guys.
Cthulhu.
Call to Cthulhu. Okay. Cthulhu make America great again. I have no words for you guys right now. Really, no words. Thanks for focusing on your competitors and studying them instead of trying to heckle. I'm just saying. Oh, that's okay.
We were here to troll.
You're here to troll?
He was here to troll. I actually wanted to win.
Well, that's great. Well, Mr. Troll, you need to go back under your bridge. Just let me know right now. No, you're working. You're playing. 30 seconds, students. 30 seconds. Final information coming up here. Sword Art Online, is it trash or is it awesome? That's the debate here. Again, I stress this strongly, folks. Leave your personal biases aside. Focus on the arguments, how well these competitors do. Again, it's 3 out of 1, it's lopsided, but then again, Kobe Bryant beat an entire team on his own, so.
I offered to help.
I couldn't have help because the other teams were early. 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Hands down. All right. So we packed wins. You opted for second, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Outdated pop cultural reference. You have the floor. 2 minutes begins now.
So let me tell you a little bit about an anime called Sword Art Online. So back whenever it aired, I don't remember when it aired because I wiped that year from my mind.
Damn.
Episode 1 is pretty interesting. Alright, I give it that. Very interesting premise. And I kept waiting for the interesting premise to go somewhere. And then I waited again, and again, and again. And then the second arc came. And I think my eyes started to bleed. So we have here Kirito, the most generic main protagonist since Superman. Superman didn't even have a skill that showed up in his inventory, the dual wheel. I don't know, it's Superman. Now we had Asuna, who is, she's pretty cool, she's pretty badass, until she's not anymore. She just goes poof, and then there's Alpine as well. I mean, Kirito was a good Gary Sue until he became a Mary Sue. So yeah, let's see here. It was very strong in the beginning, it just couldn't keep up that momentum. And the main character being Jesus, it didn't really work. He died, he just never came back to life. So yeah, and then the end of the story, I read the light novel too, and I went to the light novels chapter, and when the main villain's motivation is, well, I don't even remember why I did this. That was 2 years ago! Who forgets what they did in 2 years? Don't raise your hand, that's bad, don't do that. You enslaved an entire human race for no reason at all. Come on.
That's time. All right. Strong opening arguments here from the trash side. Now then, one man against the whole trashy nation.
I'm sure you should be able to like me. Like, what if I fail to meet expectations, yo? Like,
Well, that's your fault. You gotta move it down. Weed Pack, are you ready to go?
yeah.
2 minutes begins. 2 minutes begins now.
Okay, so how do we define success? I think we should define success by how well an anime does and how popular it becomes, right? So, sure, Sword Art isn't exactly like the best or most well-written anime in the world, but look how popular it is. It gets really far by what it does. It's a really great premise. It does well to work with that. And I also want to point out the fact that even though some people consider it trash anime, even my opponents here, obviously they're siding with it. Even the main person talking right here is like saying he basically saw like both seasons of the first, both parts of the first season. He read the light novels. It's interesting enough for me to get into it. And yes, you can say Kid feels overpowered, but at the same time, you can say that's more interesting. It's a break from most of the generic storylines where we go from the whole hero's journey, right? So, watch this guy, he's like weak from the very beginning, and then he starts getting stronger and stronger. Whereas Kid gives you like really intense boss fights. I think it's like episode 2, we see that really cool fight, and that's what like really hooks you. It's what gets you going through it. And I think it does well to sort of like outline what strong female characters could be like. Yes, Asuna can like, you could point out how she is later in the story, but that's because she's like enslaved. I think anyone's weak when they're enslaved, right? But like in the very beginning, when she's by herself, enslaved in a game that she didn't necessarily want to play, she's able to kick ass. She's able to two-man a boss that like no one else could do, right? So I'm just saying that like, sure, fine, it's not well written, but it's definitely a good anime.
Okay.
All right. We have elected to end early. Teams, you now have 2 minutes to create your rebuttal arguments here. 2 minutes begins now. Wow. Okay, from the expert commentary booth here. Now, I'm going to be very honest right now. The trash side, the opening was a little weak. It seemed a little dull at first, but it built into something strong. Whereas the awesome side, it seemed to ramble on with a lot of good points. So a lot of good times here, it's still a pretty dead good match. We packed holding his own against the outdated pop cultural references here. But again, it remains to be seen. We have the final round coming up. I'm sorry, what was that? Death Gun is an awesome villain.
His name's Death Gun?
I'm going to be very honest. My 3-year-old nephew can come up with better name than that. That's okay though. It doesn't really actually pretty simple. Not bad. Good job, both our teams right now. Good job. We're a little under a minute left to determine what arguments they go through. Almost there. Studying on both teams. From the outdated pop cultural reference side, we pack the one man will pack himself, feverishly writing down his notes. As I said, Rich's writing speed starts speeding up. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Okay. All right, 20 seconds. Almost there. And folks, remember, it's not easy to be a master debater over here.
Really not.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right. All right. Team Trash, you have 90 seconds. You guys ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Beginning now.
So if we're defining success as popularity, that must mean that, or if we're defining a not trash show as good, that must mean that Call of Duty is the best video game ever made.
Oh!
Yeah, so popularity doesn't make something good.
What?
There's a lot of things that are popular that aren't very good. Plus, like, Sword Art Online was popular, yeah, but then you know what came out like the next year? Attack on Titan. Yeah. And we mentioned the overpowered main character as a break from normal shows. A little show came out last year with an overpowered main character. I think it was called a One Punch Man. And it was making fun of all of those overpowered main characters. And it did it fantastically with incredible art. And that's all I want to say about that.
And I would like to mention that the whole subject of the game was that, okay, you're in virtual reality, you're trapped, you get killed, you die. The only way to complete the game is to complete the entire dungeon. The main character, all he did was kill the boss. That's it. It did not live up to the goal it was intended to be.
The writer forgot the plot too.
All right, guys, we're gonna end you right there. All right, the one-man wheat pack. Are you ready to go?
Let's go.
90 seconds begins now.
Okay, so I'm not really trying to defend Call of Duty, but I'm just saying that multiple games they're still selling like hotcakes, right? But I still think that Sword Art is still a good anime. It's just a good game because you have to like play the game, so like really good. And I still think that a lot of the characters are really well made, and a lot of the worlds that they built are really good. So he builds the writer, his name is Lucy right now, sorry about that. He creates 3 worlds, and honestly, I feel like I would want to explore all those, right? So he creates like Minecraft, sorry, I can't pronounce it. And he creates that the gun one. Sorry, I can't remember the name. But whatever. And I think they're all related, right? So yeah, I think the One Punch Man point was a pretty good point. But at the same time, I think it's kind of funny how an anime that's like making fun of the whole super overpowered character gets popular. The thing is, like, I really like the fact that he's super overpowered, right? Doesn't that make him awesome? Yeah. And I think it's every person's dream, every gamer's dream, every anime person's dream to want to be overpowered, right? Like, wouldn't you want to be strong? Wouldn't you want to be able to like be the only person that can do it? It's really interesting to be able to see a character that can do that. That's what I think.
All right, I'll be back over. Answer, position? Answer, you in position? Yeah. All right, pay attention. All right, folks, remember, it's up to you to determine who goes on. It's gonna be a rough one here. Let's hear it for the Wheat Pack. Give it up for Team Outdated Pop Culture Reference. In a stunning upset, the Wheat Pack, the one-man Wheat Pack. Thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, you have been defeated, and as a result, we got to sit down. All right, so Wheat Pack. Congratulations, you're going to want to sit down, but this next match determines who's going to face off against Wheat Pack in the finals. So, my teams,